The Suez Canal crisis, which was created by the jamming of container ship Evergreen in March this year, proved one thing: Europe needs an alternate route to the Suez Canal. Currently, 10% of the global maritime trade passes through the Suez Canal. Europe is heavily dependent on the Suez Canal for energy imports and other supplies. So, the European economy can be choked if the Suez Canal goes down for a prolonged period. However, Europe's Suez dilemma might be resolved now, with an India-West Asia-Europe trade corridor in focus. This trade corridor could be built on the strong foundation of improving ties and growing convergence between countries like India, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Israel, and Greece. And what is bad news for China? It is going to come as a huge setback to the BRI. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Shubhangi, and in this video I will explain how an India-West Asia-Europe trade corridor can drive the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative into the ground. Let's begin. The world is changing, with the Arabs befriending Israel and looking to enhance cooperation through a plethora of new investments and ambitious projects. With India joining the UAE, the US, and Israel in a Middle East Quad of sorts, New Delhi could help the building of an India-West Asia-Europe trade route with three geopolitical objectives: driving the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative to the ground, excluding Turkey from the transportation network into Europe, and reducing reliance on the Suez Canal. China is already trying to dominate the global trade route by building a transportation network that rivals the traditional route going via the Suez Canal and the Mediterranean into the European continent. China has been building what it calls an inland Silk Route that starts from Xi'an, the capital of Shaanxi province in central China. The route passes through Urumqi, the capital of China's far west Xinjiang province, before moving into Central Asia, where it covers cities like Almaty, Bishkek, and Dushanbe. Thereafter, the inland Silk Route goes through Tehran towards Turkey's Istanbul. The final leg of the China-financed trade route first goes to Moscow before moving into Europe and connecting cities like Duisburg in Germany and Rotterdam in the Netherlands. The route effectively bypasses the Suez Canal. China presently uses freight trains to connect itself to Europe and avoid the Suez Canal. During the Evergreen crisis in the Suez Canal, China had even tried to emphasize the importance of its inland Silk Route. State-owned Chinese Communist Party, the CCP mouthpiece Global Times, said, according to Zhou Shihao, founder and CEO of YQN Link, a global logistics online services platform, there are more people asking them about the train services these days following the canal jam. While some goods of Zhou's company were stranded on the ships in the canal, they have started offering more alternatives for clients with urgent needs, including cross-border freight trains. China even started propagating that trains are a better source of transport than ships, Global Times stated. Not only are trains faster than ships, but their on-time rate is also higher. Professor Michael Tanchum recently wrote about a brand new idea: the India-Arab Med Corridor that could bank on evolving geopolitics in the Middle East to create a multimodal link connecting Mumbai and the European mainland. The proposed trade corridor would pass through UAE's Dubai and a road rail link connecting Dubai to Israel's Haifa port via several cities in Saudi Arabia, including Riyadh. Finally, the Haifa and Greek port of Piraeus would be linked through a maritime route. Finally, the trade corridor would move into the European mainland via Greece. The proposed trade route seems ambitious but not impractical. Recently, there was a virtual meeting between the foreign ministers of the Middle East Quad nations, India, Israel, UAE, and the US. The meeting exhibited convergence of opinion between Israel, India, and the UAE on key issues like marginalizing Turkey. Moreover, the meeting categorically called for improving the transport infrastructure. When it comes to Saudi Arabia, both Israel and Saudi Arabia seem close to normalizing relations and signing an Abraham Accord. So, there should be no problem in getting Saudi Arabia to join the trade corridor. Israel is already involved in the next-gen Neom city of Saudi Arabia. Therefore, Riyadh and Jerusalem are not going to have any problems in collaborating again. In case of the Eastern Mediterranean nations, both Israel and Greece would be ready to join any such project that excludes Turkey from a trade corridor connecting Asia to Europe. Turkey's Erdogan-led administration is a rogue state that bullies other countries in the eastern Mediterranean like Cyprus and Greece. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar recently met his Greek counterpart Nikon Dendias. The meeting showed a mutual understanding of how Greece and Cyprus are themselves victims of Turkish belligerence in the eastern Mediterranean, just like Indo-Pacific countries are a victim of Chinese belligerence and maritime aggression. The subtext of the meeting between Indian and Greek foreign ministers was clear. Greece would kick out China from the Piraeus port, while Chinese shipping firm COSCO has taken a major stake, and India would help Greece take on Turkey. If India honors its part of the commitment with a new Turkey-free trade route to Europe, Greece would have no problems in marginalizing China. Israel, on the other hand, has already grown disillusioned with Beijing. China has made investments in the strategically located Haifa port, but with Beijing supporting Hamas and Iran during the Gaza war earlier this year, the Jewish nation would have no qualms in throwing China under the bus. With the changing Middle East dynamics, India has a golden opportunity to drive the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative into the ground and take a lead in enabling a grand project connecting the Indian subcontinent, the Gulf region, the Eastern Mediterranean, and all of Europe.